totally forgot we'd be coming home to a big parcel. It looks like we've got a big gift wrapped up there, but that's Viva Sogni under all of that, ladies and gentlemen. And I just said to David, I think I can get into the cantina under that orange stuff that's dangling down. That looks like it's easy to lift, because of course our washing machine's downstairs and I have a suitcase full of clothes that need washing. There's Laurie. Laurie just looked out the kitchen window, and the house is well and truly covered, but I believe underneath all of that we now have stone, but they haven't done the actual pointing, of course, because the weather hasn't been great and there's been so many public holidays. But so we're still living with this for the moment, but once again I'm just going to lock myself inside anyway, so it's not really going to make much difference once I'm indoors. Let's get this luggage out of the car and get indoors. This is just the back room at Biscottini, and I'm going to take you all around, but this is an incredible big warehouse. They sell internationally. We're in the metal area at the moment. As you can see, lots of metal furnishings and things, some timber. We're looking for a few different items because everything is pretty much 50% off at the moment, and we need a couple of items for home and for downstairs when we do up soon, very soon. So we thought we'd come and have a little look. So I'm just shuffling along on my crutches as usual, and I'll just stop and film for you every now and again. Oh my goodness me, can you imagine having the space to put something like that? We are just driving back from Biscottini, where we found a whole lot of lovely things on sale, but had to leave them all behind because I left my card at home tonight, and so did David. We've both come out with no money, no cards. I'm so off with the fairies on these painkillers that I'm on for my leg that I'm just floating around the place. Honestly, there's Chianni right up on the hillside. It's a lovely day. It's actually quite pleasant temperature, around 20 degrees, I think David said it got to. So not hot, but not as cold as it has been, which is wonderful. And we're getting breaks in the weather, which is wonderful. It hasn't rained at all, touch wood. A little bit cloudy, but just perfection really. And look at how green this countryside is, and it's full of wildflowers. The poppies have come out, the red poppies, all the little yellow flowers you see, these beautiful hot pink, red pinky colour flowers. I don't know what they are, but they grow everywhere along the side of the road. They're just gorgeous. Everything's in bloom and blossom, and all the trees are bright, vivid green. Would you believe that this is the second time we've been in this shop today? And I'm just shuffling along here because David and I both came without our wallets. I think I might have mentioned that before. No. Can you believe? Hang on. David has to sit in the throne. Yes, it's OTT, ladies and gentlemen, but you didn't think you were going to find that here, did you? But this is Biscottini, and we've bought a whole lot of lovely things this morning. They have every style in here. They have from what you just saw, which is a very OTT, right through to country-style kitchen, right through to beautiful things made from metal. They have an outside area, which I'll show you afterwards, which has incredible... There's gates like David and I are looking at getting for downstairs in our archway. And there's more OTT gold things and all sorts of things for... Oh yes, the walls. So the terracotta, I'll just get up closer to that. So I'm just trying to sort of shuffle along slowly so I don't hurt myself. They're outside. We've bought one of these to put on our newly stoned wall. So as you know, we're doing the facade of our home. So that's going to be out the front of the house now. That beautiful Florentine, very Medici style terracotta plaque. We're going to decorate the wall with that. So you've got... I won't be able to film the entire store, to be honest with you, because it is enormous and I can't even walk around that far while I'm shuffling. And it's over 2 floors. But this is giving you an idea. We're now outside. Look at the size of that pot. Oh my gosh. And there's spiral staircases, like very French ornate looking forged iron. Can you see all those statues at the front? You've got things that you would see in museums. And then there's wonderful pergolas made out of, like this one here. So this one here, this is massive. This would be 1, 2, 3, 5 meters across easily, I would say. 810 euros. It's beautiful, all forged iron. Gorgeous plants, pots I should say. Whoops, low in battery. David's just picking up some of the light fittings that we've got for outside in the terracotta. And ecco, quelli. Do you like that? And the pots, did you get the pots? The pots? And we were looking at some of the wonderful things all the way. It goes all the way down the back there. And all those lovely forged iron gates, sets of gates the whole way along. It's just amazing. Biscottini in La Rosa. And I'll put the details in the description below. Gosh, look what he's up to. So we've stopped on the side of the road on the way home. And David's gone off walking for 5 minutes. I'm sitting here in a very warm car. The afternoon's turned into a splendid afternoon. Oh, look at those gorgeous houses up there in Terriciola. So pretty. And look what this man... Oh, love of my life. Would you take a look at this? I said to him, aren't all these beautiful wildflowers just... fantastic? And look what he's gone and done. He's picked me a bunch of poppies, red poppies, which I love, as well as some really pretty... Oh, David, you are just the best. You are the best, my darling. Oh, look at these, aren't they just beautiful? I really do have the best husband on the planet. Now for the big reveal. So we've bought these 2 beautiful, and they're very heavy, terracotta. Now they're outdoor light fittings as such, that you have obviously your bulb behind. They're very heavy, but these are actually going to go downstairs in the cantina because I really wanted terracotta fittings inside against the stone wall, and we thought they were perfect. They were on special today for 10 euros each. Is that correct, David?
They were.
Yeah. I got, was it 2? Yes, 2 of these gorgeous little pots, which are just beautiful, lovely size. They're going to look really pretty. Because of outside, when we've got everything repointed and done, I'm going to need more little pots outside with flowers on the steps and everything else. And they were so cheap. So these ones were down to 8 euros, which honestly, if you knew the pricing of really pretty pots over here when they're sort of hand cast, they're expensive. So that's the second one. Then I bought 2 of the little mini ones. there you go. That's the little cute little mini one, which I decided I preferred to have my spoons and things. I'm going to start collecting them, pop them in the terracotta, because I already had this lovely old, this is actually a butter save from France, an ancient butter save, but I keep my garlic under there. So it keeps anything safe and cool underneath there, which is great. And that's my lovely little Silmione plate for your messy spoons when you're cooking. So we got that. And this one David has to unwrap. He's going to make a positive noise.
Reveal it now?
Well, yes, why not? You might need the scissors to undo that, though.
I might.
David just got out the dinkiest pair of scissors to cut. You know, children's scissors that have the rounded edges and you can't even poke through the plastic. Ah, now that's a proper pair of scissors, David. That's so funny. Now I got this beautiful big platter, terracotta platter, which is made just for serving fruit, things like that. You can see it's got the pears and the bunches of grapes and different things like that. They look like apricots or peaches and things. That was lovely. That was only €5. We're doing really, really well. So David's opening up the pièce de résistance, which is going up on the wall. I might have showed you that in the shop, but anyway. And then that plastic bag on the steps, I'm going to take it upstairs and sit on the couch comfortably with my coffee, and I will unwrap those things and show you one by one, because there's lots of little bits and pieces in there, decorative pieces, for the couch, lounge room. Oh gosh, my brain is just fried at the moment with these pills, sorry. I said for the couch, for the lounge room, possibly for downstairs, I don't know. I'm just picking up things as I see them that I think that's a bargain, and yes, I'll definitely get to use it somewhere. So look at this. Now, isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, isn't that just heavy? You might want to sort of stand it up against the light. Oh, right. You want to just hold in your arms. So hold it under the light for me, sweetheart. Thank you. There we go. So this is a very, very typical design you have throughout all of Tuscany, because it's a Medici design. Very common to see those dots like that, and this the crest, and the shape, of course, of the actual crest itself. And we just, look, I just fell in love with it. You know, I'm a bit of a sucker for things like this.
Above the door.
It will. We've seen things like this on fronts of buildings and thought, of course, a lot of the time they're very ancient, but we thought, well, you know, okay, we don't have an ancient one, but now that the building is going to be back to stone and going to look so beautiful, that's going to be a beautiful decoration. And the wonderful thing is they'll be able, because they're using the lime mortar, you know, stucco to redo, they can actually stucco that in right into the wall rather than it be put up on a hook or something. So that means it will last forever. Like the ones that have been there for hundreds of years. It's quite heavy, exactly. So that was one of the special things we bought today, but that was reduced down to 30. Was it 30, 35?
They were sort of like 70 or 80.
Yeah, it was all 50% off. So that was normally about €80, and I think it was down to 30 or 35. So really, really pleased with that. That's going to be an awesome decoration for the front of the home once we get all the pointing finished in hopefully a week or two. And there's banging going on outside, if you hadn't noticed. I've put my little Sicilian heads out here. They're going to have my herbs in them this year, as well as that cute little one I got. So we've sat down with a nice cup of coffee and already shown you what's downstairs, but now I'm going to reveal what's in the bag. And I thought I'd just show you the name of the store again, Biscottini, which is like little biscuits, which is really cute. International art trading. They have a huge business. And there's their website and all of their details there, including an address. So for the rest of the reveal this afternoon, so these are little, everybody makes fun of me, but my bits and bobs, but they are little bits and bobs. And it was just, I just couldn't resist them, because I'm always looking at little things just to pop into little spaces, whether it be on our art wall here in the lounge room or different areas. And so the first two that I'm showing you are €3 each. I just couldn't go past €3. So they're decorated pieces of timber. The first one is like a really fancy little bow, if you can see. But as you can see, I'm holding it against myself. It's almost as wide as my shoulders. So it's actually a decent size. That was €3. And it has the little thing on the back for hanging it up. So that might look really pretty over a frame or over something on the wall. I've used things like that before in France as well when I was decorating my homes in France. And if I find that the gold is too strong on some things, the colours aren't perfect, I just buy little bits of paint and I just retouch to either soften it, or if it's something that I think is too bland, then I just put a little bit of like an old antique gold paint on it just to make it a little bit colourful, if you like, just to touch it up a little bit. Couldn't go past of course, the fleur-de-lis, because that's, I know a lot of people associate it with France, but it's the sign, the Florentine sign as well, that's used right throughout Florence and in Italy a lot. So very, very local sign here that you see a lot. Now they've decided to go and do some drilling outside, haven't they? They're doing some work. And just as I start to talk, they've decided to use some kind of drill. Aha, they just stopped drilling for a minute, so I'll take another chance. The next piece, another timber piece with a hook on the back there. That was €5. I just really loved the shape of this, and I thought this in particular might look really lovely to just break up, because on the art wall we have gold, like gilt frames, old antique frames. Some of them are timber. We have the mirrors now, as you know, and I'm looking at putting the gilded angel piece that we got yesterday at the other marketplace somewhere. And things like this, I just love having the mix of textures and that everything's kind of got different interests to it, not just painted artworks, but pieces of kind of little artifacts or things that have depth. So little pieces like this just add depth to the whole display. Or it might very well end up in the back bedroom as well, because it's very similar to some of the things we have up in the bedroom already. So we shall see, but €5, again, I'm sure I'll find a home for it. And then last but not least, and these are like a champagne color if they don't come up very well on, there we go. I'll just show you. So they're just little baby shelves. Now, our bedroom, as you've probably seen before, is quite small. It's bijou, like the rest of the house. David's looking at me. Here comes the drilling again. It's very bijou. And either side of the bed, we've never been able to find bedside cupboards or anything that actually fit comfortably, that don't overcharge the look of the room. So I've been looking for these very, very Italian. They do this kind of thing a lot here. And I didn't mind what color because I can always change them. But actually, I've just tested this upstairs, and because of the colors in the room, this really soft champagne actually looks really, really nice. And it's basically on top, there's enough there for us to put a cup of morning coffee and a mobile phone. And that's really all we wanted to be able to do, was just when we're sitting up in bed, we love having coffee in bed in the mornings. David always brings me a lovely coffee in the morning. And overnight, it's nice just to pop somewhere, you know, just have your phone next to you. I think they're going to look really, really pretty. And they were €10 each. €10 each. So I think basically yesterday and today we've done super well with some really great pieces of decoration for the house. We're both really, really happy. And the other things I showed you before, which are also going to be going downstairs in the cantina as that starts to develop. And then things for the garden. When I say garden, for the balconies, for the front doorsteps of both houses now, because basically we're going to have another doorstep in front of the second door of the cantina. And of course, I'm going to be wanting to make that look really, really pretty and welcoming. So we have things that we're going to be putting there as well, other pots and things there as well. But I just can't wait for it to be doable. We're getting really anxious now because obviously I've come home. I have to relax anyway because of my leg issue. So doing little things like this and just collecting things and knowing that already makes me excited and makes me happy, because I feel like I'm being proactive and getting something done and already being able to just move forward with little jobs in the house. I've just walked with my crutches very, very gingerly. What a beautiful evening. No one's sitting outside because it's actually really cold tonight, so we'll be indoors. But we were invited to come and eat with my two lovely Floridian friends who have just come here to start working on their house, their new home. So we're having dinner with them inside the hotel here. And I was just looking at all these beautiful flowers outside. Despite the weather, there's David holding onto my crutches for me while I stand on the spot. And look at these roses out the front here. And they have the most beautiful perfume. Oh, the colour is just absolutely glorious, isn't it, David?
Need smell-o-vision.
Oh, you do need smell-o-vision. They're so pretty. But now we're going to go inside and have some lovely warm dinner in the beautiful Vecchia Cantine, sorry. And I think this is the way, but I'll need my crutches, darling. Don't walk away with them. We've just come home from a lovely dinner at Le Vecchia Cantine with Nancy and Terry, our friends from Florida. And coming home, it looked so weird. I've got this big parcel that I'm coming home to, which is my home. And with the front door light on, it creates this glow all over. It's like coming home to some short skyscraper. Isn't that funny, David? Honestly. Let's go home to bed. We need some music on while we're working, darling.
We do.
Just thought of that. Gosh, this was filthy. Coming up good. A lovely quiet morning here at Viva Sogni. Can you hear me? Oh, just stopped. So we're going to be covering this. I might have to talk later. The gentleman is working inside the arch. Go back inside and get out of the noise. We changed. I don't know if I showed you that yesterday. We've been making some little changes. And our lovely cafe painting, we decided to pop here because we had the other paintings upstairs, which you'll see through the vlog because I filmed little bits and pieces. As you can hear, I don't know if you heard me outside, they found a hidden window, which is literally here. So we'll probably eventually reopen that back up. But because at this stage, permission hasn't been granted yet, and we don't want to delay the works any further, do we, David? No.
Let's just get on with it.
Let's get on with it and finish the house. Yeah. So we're just thinking we're going to be doing it in stages anyway, because we've spoken to in the past, if you've seen our past vlogs, excuse the kitchen dishes, this area here is going to change quite dramatically in the future. Perhaps next year. It depends on funds, because honestly we have to just budget each year what we can afford. So that wall, we've asked the architect now, and that wall can totally go under the line of the stairs, which would push back a good metre everything in the kitchen, making this space larger and giving us the entire wall at the back to use for kitchen space. And with that wall gone, we can also come around like an L. So we're intending on going as an L from the fireplace onwards and going under the windowsill and then across the back wall, and that will give us space for a correct size fridge, putting the oven back there. The sink will actually shift to under the window normally. That will be gone. We'll have nice new shelves or cupboards, whatever might happen. Obviously it's early stages of just planning and talking about things, but it's going to make the kitchen so much more user friendly for me, who loves to cook but just feels like I'm kind of struggling of where my space is. It's not ergonomic for me at the moment as far as cooking goes. I always feel like I'm sort of standing in odd places to do things and put things, and we don't have enough storage. So we always knew this was going to be something we would have to look at, but it just wasn't our top priority to start with. So number one at the moment at the stages is the noisy work outside, the beautiful facade. We're going to have the most beautiful new stone brick, pointed facade. And then they're also going to start the work downstairs in the underneath cantina. So straight under us here, next door underneath, they're going to be coming in, excavating to make the floors correct, because they're stone floors, so they actually have to excavate first and then put different things in to stop humidity, etc. in the future coming up through the stone. So it will get to a certain point where they're going to do that. They're going to rebuild walls, point walls, do what they called an old-fashioned intonaco. When you look at those beautiful Italian villas that have like a rough sort of rendered wall that is tinted in the mass, that's what we're doing downstairs on the walls, but just in a light colour, nothing too dark, because the rooms down there aren't particularly overlight, obviously. But beautiful high ceilings, far higher than the ones in here, which aren't bad at all, but they're like, at least another metre again, the ones down there. They're very high, 4 metres I think they are. So we'll have a lovely ceiling fan down there, all that kind of thing. But it's going to be in 2 stages. We can't afford to do it all this year, so we're doing as much as we can afford this year, fixing up the front, doing that, starting it off, and then next year it will be stage 2, and stage 2 will probably be the completion of downstairs, and depending on funds, it might also mean that we can start the kitchen or something else. But we're just going out to do a little bit of shopping, and look at this. If you think you're looking at a grey wall, well, you are, because we today are totally lost in the clouds, and this is afternoon, so it's not like it was the morning and lifting. No, it's not lifting today. Chianni is just going to be sitting in the clouds all day by looks of things. It's just wet and miserable and very, very, very misty, cloudy, whatever you want to call it. Where is spring? I was just saying to the lovely man working on the front of our building, what happened to spring this year? Everywhere it seems to just be la primavera has not arrived, that's for sure. Or we get one spectacular day and we think, oh my goodness, here it is, how beautiful. We all get our summer gear out and we're all happy, and then boom, things just turn around again. Here comes the rain again, here come the clouds again. It just hasn't settled down at all this year. But we do what we can, and now that I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable at sitting in a car seat, we're just going to do a little bit of shopping, because there's not a lot else you can do on a day like today, and we need shopping. So I thought I'd just take you for a little wet ride with us. A cloudy tour. Well put, my darling, a cloudy tour. just had to show you this lemon I bought yesterday, and it was so cute. I picked it up and said to David, I have to buy that lemon. I've never seen a lemon for sale this big with a flower still on it, and it's all its leaves. It was like just too beautiful to resist. And when I got to the checkout at the supermarket, the young woman said to me, "Oh, ma che bello, how beautiful." And I said, "I know." And she said, "Wow, I didn't know we had them like that." And I said, "Yes, that was the only one with the flowers, although I did see others with leaves." I said, "But I only bought it for its beauty, not because I particularly needed a lemon, although we always need lemons." But I said, "I just couldn't resist it." And she said, "Oh, no, I don't blame you." I thought, that's going to look just beautiful in my new terracotta bowl. So there you go. Here I come.
Just been out for a little walk. Beautiful sunny day today, as you can see. Walking up and down hills is not the best on crutches, but
I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Very, very slowly. We could be home in an hour.
That's it. It's a longer walk than we thought.
And I tell you what, I'm getting very strong. Some muscles.
Oh, yes.
I say so myself. Especially in one side. Oh dear, you've just got to have a laugh, haven't you? But
yep.
Everyone's being so lovely to me. I'm having to repeat the same story 1,000 times over, of course, to every single person in the village, because this is the first time they've actually seen me out. I just went to the cafe. We had to go to the bank to do something, and I said to David, get me down to the cafe for a coffee in the sunshine, because I just need to get out in the sunshine.
Sat there, and everybody was coming up and saying, "Oh,
what happened?
What happened?"
But they're so sweet, because the thing is, you could be sitting somewhere else, and no one would ask you anything.
Yeah.
So it's a lovely place to be when people care and they ask you. And
how are you going? Yeah. That's great.
Anyway, I will get there.
Yes.
It's a bit shorty.
Piano,
as they say, darling. You're absolutely right. Oh, my darling, isn't this just glorious? We've been waiting for days like this, haven't we?
Beautiful.
Oh, to be able to come back outside on a gorgeous little balconcino and sit under a beautiful spring sun with a yummy mozzarella, prosciutto, rucola, pomodoro, what else did we have in there? Pepitas. Oh, and the red salad. I've gone blank. Radicchio, of course, radicchio. So we've got radicchio and rucola together. Just a really lovely, healthy, yummy, fresh salad for lunch with some mineral water. And we are happy as Larry, aren't we, my darling?
Perfect temperature, about 22.
Oh, isn't it glorious? Oh. There's my gorgeous husband still sitting up there on the balcony, and I was just saying it looks so magical back here at the moment, especially when you get the sun shining. But talk about quintessential Tuscany, honestly. Our little courtyard is just, to me, it's like this little vignette of perfection, honestly. I don't know what it looks like to all of you, but we love it here so much. I was trying to explain this morning, I'm not sure if you could hear me with the noise, that they've opened up what was a window here. It's going to be a beautiful window into our kitchen eventually. It will give us so much more light in the kitchen, which will just be awesome. And a lovely view out onto the little front courtyard here, which we adore as well. So in the meantime, because we don't have the permissions yet and we didn't want to delay the works, they're going to be creating a beautiful niche and it will be a lovely spot for us to have a lovely pot, like a long window pot full of flowers tumbling down or whatever. So it's going to be great in the meantime anyway. It will definitely beautify the front of the house, and then eventually we'll probably open it up to have a lovely window as well. So things are coming along. Tomorrow is a big day. We may actually go out for the day because otherwise we'll be stuck indoors, because they're doing sand blasting with water over the entire facade of the house. So it's going to be a really messy job, which noisy and messy, which, you know, we thought we might be better off going and sitting in the sun somewhere else. So we might take a trip to somewhere we haven't been before.